Narendra the Comic here, and yeah, Transformers, a big one. From my childhood, Transformers has always been a bit of a special one. It's never been like the top, but it's been just under there. Like, it's A- level across the board. There are a lot of Transformers films. There are 2 live-action Transformers films I like. The rest of them, not so much. 1 and 3, the original and Dark Side of the Moon, very good films. All the others, a bit naff. Bumblebee, also, pretty good. And then the original animated film, I liked it. It has divided opinion. Some people don't, but I mean, you know, for the time, it was pretty revolutionary in my opinion. And now they have a new Netflix show, and it's a Netflix show. You got the double D with Transformers War for Cybertron Siege. You got the double D, you got depressingly dark storytelling, alright? Now, yes, Transformers has never been exactly a child story. It's always been a bit more than that. I mean, they tried to really create a very child-friendly product from like the late 90s through the 2010s, but the story has always been pretty adult. There's been a lot of heavy themes throughout the storytelling over the decades, and it was a surprisingly good show. I do think, though, that there was a lot of confusing messaging in the show. I think that the artwork and design is better than most animated shows now. It's very distinct. It had a similar feel, but it was also a bit more static. And no, I did not binge the show. I don't do that type of stuff. So I think I watched it over the space of like 5 days. There's 6 episodes. And I'm glad I did that. I like spreading the story out just so I can absorb it and then go into the next one, as opposed to just like absolutely hammering a show. I know it's only probably 25 minutes an episode, so really it's only like 2 and a bit hours of storytelling, but even for this, they've compartmentalized all the stories into episodes, and I feel that if you take the time to take them in, you're more prepped for the next episode, as opposed to just being smacked around the head with another one, and another one, and another one. I would suggest in most cases, don't binge television shows. I don't think it gives each episode enough time to marinate, and I don't think, honestly, this is maybe the filmmaking aspect of it. I don't think it gives the respect to the filmmakers, and I don't think that's a good thing in general. But really interesting show, even though it did not have the original voice actors. But I guess what can you do? You can't always keep going back to the Peter Cullen well. You can't keep on going there, because eventually he's you know, he's gonna be like, guys, I don't want to do any more of these. And maybe he's already said that, I'm not sure, but I do know that the guy who played Optimus Prime in the show is actually like a Viner from back in the day. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys remember the Vine, but I remember seeing something about this a long time ago in a galaxy far away, and I was like, damn, that's great. I mean, it's great to get opportunities, and obviously this guy was like a voice actor. He did a lot of voice like overs, and I think he specifically did Optimus Prime at some point, and I guess that alone like landed him getting this role. So that's really cool. And I said at the beginning, and I'll say it now, all right, don't watch this with like a 6-year-old nephew or niece or brother or sister. Like 6-year-old, no, maybe like 10-year-old, maybe 11-year-old, but like there are a lot of things in here. I think that the political messaging, most importantly, it was so confused at times, because there were aspects of the right on one side, and there were aspects of the left on the other, and then there were aspects of the left on that side, and then there were aspects of the right on the other, and it was not a simple thing to get your head around story-wise. I'm sure the thing that got taken out of it wasn't the thing they probably wanted you to take out of it. I would have much preferred, and I think most people would have preferred, literally going back to a very basic story of the good guys versus the bad guys. I don't know why we can't go back to that. We can't have little glimpses of that, because people think morally grey is just cool and that's the thing which sells, and it's like, not necessarily, guys. Sometimes just be straight with it. Be like, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys. I don't want to see mixed motivations. I don't want to see people being like, maybe we should do this, maybe we shouldn't do this. I want to see good and bad. Because watching this, at points of it, Megatron's like, well, we're the downtrodden. And it's like, no, you're not. You've never been. You're the dicks. I know you have, but it's just simpler for the story. And it's simpler to be like, yeah, I like you. It's sort of what they did with the films, actually, come Transformers 4. I remember watching that, and I was like, Optimus isn't acting like Optimus, man. Optimus is acting like some, like, vigilante. I don't want Optimus to be a vigilante. Optimus is like Superman. He's like as good as it gets. And in this, and in recent storytellings of Transformers, the Autobots haven't exactly seemed like the good guys. They've sort of seemed like the de facto good guys. Like, yeah, they're the good guys. So, well, why? And Megatron put forward an argument as to why they might not be the good guys, and I understand that, and I appreciate that, but like I said, storytelling-wise, motivation-wise, it was a bit confusing. Not that you actually got confused, but it was mixed messaging. Again, maybe I'm just a layman and I just want the simple story for once. We don't get it anymore. So I want something that's basic. I want something to just let go and be like, yes, I support you, I don't support you. It can be simple. It can be simple. It can be back in the day. The Empire is bad. The Rebellion is good. Like, we like that. With this, it wasn't like that. It made it a bit more trying for you to support the Autobots at different times during the show. But I will say there was some really, really disgusting imagery in this. Some of the stuff the Decepticons do, Shockwave, you nasty son of a gun, it's not pleasant. It was actually, for an animated show, it was surprisingly disgusting. Even though, like, really, it was nothing in retrospect, considering the stuff we've all seen in our lives and on screen. But, yeah, it was shocking and disturbing, some of the stuff. I won't spoil it or anything, but there were a couple of scenes with Shockwave doing testings and that type of stuff that shows you when you're in war, and this is a known thing, all standard procedure goes out the window and it becomes ethically questionable. Yeah, and they did put that forward in the show. They did do that. So I think it's worth a watch. It's 2 hours of your time if you do binge it. I wouldn't advise it, but if you do, then it's literally 2 hours. And I would say that for 2 hours of content, they actually put together a really well melded story with odd messaging, but with great animation, with some good characters in Bumblebee specifically, and Ultra Magnus. You know, there were people in here who stood out a lot, and there were others who didn't, who you know, you could have done without. And the way it ended was almost like, well, no, it's not almost like, there's another season. It's a trilogy, so there are actually like 2 other seasons in it. But I guess it might be their journey to Earth. That might be the story of the remaining season. So I would suggest pop it on. You might not like the first episode. Watch it. Give it a look. If you don't, then pop it off. But if you do like it, then carry on watching by all means. Great. Cool. Wonderful. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, then Megatron will come after you. You don't want that. No, you don't. He's a bit of a dick. Honestly, he's a lot of a dick. He's got big dick. Not big dick energy. He's got big dick. You don't want that. You really don't, so just subscribe anyway to avoid that. Now, I've been NarendraTheComic. You've been great, and we'll see you next time. That is tomorrow. If you don't know, make a video every single day. Been doing it for over 2 years, and we ain't stopping till we get to 10,000 subscribers. So do subscribe. Come back tomorrow for some more quality shitty content, because we are hashtag... Oh, I thought someone would have said it. I mean, I don't know how this works anymore. Hashtag never not here. Over 2 years, never not here, bringing the quality shitty content. So I'll see you tomorrow with some more of that quality shitty content. Yes, indeed. See you then. Skadoosh.